Hey guys, welcome to next Selenium tutorial. So in this tutorial we are going to see how can we handle our dynamic web table using Selenium WebDriver. We can say like a dynamic table. So what does it exactly mean? So you can see in this website there are multiple columns, like 5 columns are there and multiple rows are there with the values, right? So now we can see only 5 columns. Maybe as part of the application enhancement, tomorrow some of the columns will get added into this particular table. So during that time, what will happen? These columns might be moved out of this table, or some of the columns will get added, or this column will be moved to other positions, right? So in that case, what will happen? Number of columns will get increased, right? The position, right? The static position will get changed. The same way, the number of rows also will get changed. Some of the companies listing, right? Company names, some of the companies will get added to this particular table, or some of the columns or some of the company names, right, will get removed from this table. So these are the some of the changes that we may see in the any of the web applications web table, right? So this how the table will get dynamically changed and it will be populated as per the changes, right? So how can we handle these kind of dynamic web tables using our Selenium WebDriver? We wanted to validate any of the values from the company name or industry columns like this, right? Any of the column names or any of the rows values, if we wanted to verify, how can we handle these type of values in Selenium WebDriver? So if the values are fixed, we can directly give the X path to the particular element and we can directly verify that. So if the table is itself a dynamic, then it's very hard for us to, right, to handle these kind of situations, right? So before to that, right, let us understand how the web tables is getting populated. Whatever we see here, right, it's a abstract view, like it's a table, right? So under this we can see that tables column and tables multiple rows. So these are the two different components mainly we have to look into. Let's see how it is developed. So first a table will be there. Under that we can see two different elements. One is table header, another one is table body. So that is what it is: table header and table body. So complete rows, all the rows combined together, it's a table body, right? So if we expand table header, so you can see multiple rows, right? So table header will be there. So for column we will have only one table row, right? So only one row will be appearing for table columns, that is a header, right? So under this one particular row, right, for a header we can see multiple columns, right? So this is ASX code, company name, industry, list date, everything. So these are the different column names for the particular table, right? So that's how it is getting developed. Like under one row for table header we will see multiple table header values. These are table columns. Each row, each this th will be table columns, right? So this is the first element that we should understand. And second thing is table body, right? So under table body we can see multiple table rows, right? So this is the table body under this thick splitter. So these are the multiple table rows. So if you see that under multiple table rows, so these are the rows, right? Under that we can see multiple table data, right? Using this table data element only, that actual values will get displayed on the table body, right? So these are the two different components and different web elements that in the developing a web table it is involved. So the same way we can see multiple table rows, right? Mostly the table header, number of table header columns and the table row values also will similarly matching. So here we have 5 columns. The same way one single row will have same 5 column values, right? So each table row will have 5 different column values, like, so this has 5 columns. Same way each row will have 5 different values, right? Under each row 5 values will be displayed. So that's how the table will get developed, right? So this is the basic understanding that we should have for any web table, right? Let's see how can we handle this dynamically, so in our Selenium WebDriver. So for that we should understand the table clearly, and then we should know how to write our XPath. So let's get started with that. Let us take this website to launch. I will launch this particular website. So first what we should do, right? So what is the column that we should take and what is the value we have to verify? So for that first step will be like we should identify which column we should verify, right? Let's say for example, let's take the company name. So for that what we should do is we should first find the column index, right? So today it may appear in the first position, tomorrow it may move to third position also, right? So for that what we should do is based on the column name we should fetch the column index, right? So for that let's write one X path and let's find out the based on the column name how can we fetch the column index, right? Let's inspect and see what is the table, right? This is the table. Under that we will see table header. Under table header one row will be there. Under one row we'll see multiple columns, right? Let's write that X path find element using X path. So what exactly it starts with? Starts with table. So what is the attribute it has? Table has class attribute. Let's take class attribute with name as table. So this will identify only the table, but we need table column, right? So that for that we should navigate through table header and then table row and table header column. Table head, under that we need table row, table header, right? So we should do find elements of this. So this will return all the column values. Let's try whether how many columns are there using developer tools in Chrome, right? So this has six column names, right? So the last one is hidden one, so we cannot see in the table. So this is the hidden one. You can see here area hidden, it's a true, but for others we can see it will not be there. So it is a hidden row, so we cannot see in here in the column list. So it is showing 6 columns. So this will fetch exactly all the column names, right? So this is returning list of web elements. List of web element. This is column list, right? So let's print number of columns it has. So this list will we can fetch with size. This is the column size, right? So after that what we should do is we should exactly fetch the column index of company name. So for that what we should do, let's loop through all the columns and based on the column value parameter let's find the index, right? For that let's take int I is equal to 0, I less than column size. So it should not exceed more than column size I plus plus, right? Dot size. So what we should do here is we should put one condition like the column name is company name, right? Let's take it from here itself, right? Under this one, company name, if company name string matches with the value which is fetching dot equals this one, column list dot get from I. So what will happen, this will give you the one web element from the list. In this list of one particular element we should get the text, displaying text. This will return display text, right? Let's see the description. So it's get the visible text of this element including sub elements. So what are the elements it has inside that, right? So we have given the path until th, but the value exactly lies in anchor tag. So it will give the sub elements value also visible text. So this is visible text under anchor tag, but we have given the path until th. So that's the definition of this get text, including sub elements. So we'll give until th. So this will return that. Let's fetch one, let's print one by all the values for what exactly it is. So it fetches, it has to break the loop, right? Let's break the loop. Before to that, let's count it into column index is equal to, by default, let's put it into 0, and then here we should assign that column index as 5. So this will give you the column index, right? So this gives you the column index. So once this completely done, let's print what exactly the column index. Where exactly it lies. So this is the first step that we should do. Like we should find exactly what is the column index that we should try to verify. So this is the step 1. Find the column index, right, based on the value what we are passing. Let's try running and see what happens. If there is any exception, let's fix that also. It launches. So this will, by default, it is coming as cookies. Let's not worry about that. It will work on the website, right? So we can see over here it has fetched. There are total six columns. The first one will be ASX code, and second one is company name. So once company name is found, then let's break the loop. That's what we have written the code. So it broken the loop from this. After that, it find the company name column. The column index is 1. So it is appearing in the first index, right? So our first step is done. What is the second step? Step 2 is, so we should look through the rows, right? So what before to that we should exactly find which value you want to verify. So I want to verify, so one of the companies whether present or not in this table. So let's take 360 capital group. So this value should present in this particular table. So this is the value we wanted to verify. Present in the table, right? So let's check this. What we have to do over here is the same way we should find the number of rows first, right? The first step is number of rows, and then we should look through each rows. Let's find that. Let's write same export and elements export. So this also returns list of web elements. Let's take this. This should be number of rows. So how we should write export is based on the rows, right? Let's try that. This is the table. So this table values, table header, this is the table body. So until we have to write table header, table row, then we will find the number of rows. So like how we have written same way, but we should continue from table body. Like we should take table body model. Under that we have multiple table rows, so we should take table rows. So this will return number of rows. Let's print this. Let's take number of rows. This should be number of row or size, right? This will be number of rows. So based on this number of rows only, we should loop through and find exactly where this company name is present or not, right? Again, let's write one loop through all the rows. So here a row starts with 1, so let's take the row as 1. I less than or equal number of rows dot size and I plus plus, right? So this will loop through one by one. So what we should do right now, right? So we should write the same XOR but little tricky. So how it is, let's take the same XOR. So here it's not find elements, just find element of this particular row. But what we should do here is, so the row, right, we should change each and every loop, right? So once it is verified in the first row whether it is present or not, so if it is not present, right, it should go to next row, and then third row, fourth, fifth, like that it has to loop through. So what we should do is we should change the row number. So that is what this I gives you. This will loop through one by one. So after that what we should do, right? So we should fetch the value from the this exactly what it is exactly displaying, right? So how it is presented over here, right? So it is under the table row. We should see that, right? Table data, right? So this table data we should write, correct? So let's take that table data. So this will each row one by one it will give. So but we should exactly give you which table data it has to fetch, right? So that is what the column name. So here each TD gives you that which this is a TD. So first TD, second, third, fourth, like that. So we have already given the code and it will fetch you the column index. So this column index we should give here. So this will give you the value, right? So let's get the value for this, right? This will the find element dot get text. So this will give you the display text, right? String value. Let's print this. Let's directly print it. So let's try how it goes. So this is one of the most asked interview questions if you go for any interview, right? So they might be asking if your interview is getting extended. This is one of the most frequent asked interview question, and it's very popular also. So how can we handle your dynamic web table? How can you verify the columns are getting changed each and every time and the number of rows are getting added? You don't know where exactly your table data is present. So this is the right way to explain your for that question, right? This is exactly perfectly fine with explaining your code, right? So we are fetching dynamically the column name, dynamically we are fetching the table row data, everything, right? So here we can see over here, right? So this has fetched all the column names, right? Row values. So we have 25 number of rows, right? So all the 25 rows are fetched. So from 1300 smiles limited uh, up to apex property groups. So all the 25 row values are getting fetched. Now what we should do is we should verify this particular 360 capital group is present or not in the list. So for that what we should do, right? we should write a simple asset condition, or we can say we can simply give one condition like whether this value is matching or not with this particular value what it is fetching. So if it is fetching, let's give one boolean condition over here, boolean flag, initially it is false. So if it is found in the list, then the flag should be toggled to true, right? Once it is present, it will loop through all 25 values once it is present, and then what will happen, just you can break the loop, it will come out. So here what you can do, you can assert the condition, assert dot assert true. So I can directly give this F, so it will automatically take care, right? Let's see. Sorry, right? Company name value verification. So if the condition fails, this error message will display in test engine, but if it is passing, it will not display, right? Let's try running. It's loaded all the values. Let's see over here as got over. And see over here, once it is find the 360 capital group, it broken the loop and come out of that, right? So let's see, let's give the some incorrect value. Again, I'm going to give group, right? Now what will happen, this condition should fail, so this one should display like failed. Let's try running again. This time it has to fail because we have given the incorrect value. It should not be found in the table. Let's try running. So it is giving company name value verification failed, right? You can see over here, right? This company name, right? It is not there in the list, so it is that this asset condition is failed. So you can see over here, exact text is printed over here. Company name value verification failed. Expected true but found false, right? So exactly where it is failed, you can go over here, right? Right, so this condition has failed. So this is how we can verify, right? So let's refactor this code so that this code can be reused for any table or any column value, right? So let's try with another column, just changing the column name, it will give you the values, right? Let's try with industry. This is the industry column. I'm going to give industry, and under that I'm going to take energy as a value, right? This is going to be industry value. Let's try running this. So if you are using any web table dynamically, right, you can reuse the same code. So whatever we are looking at right now, right? So you can see over here it is passed because it found the energy. You just have to change only the column name and what is the value you want to verify it. That's all. So this code perfectly works with any web table which is dynamically working. You just have to change your column name. You have to find the column index, and then you have to find where exactly it is the value you have to verify in the table body, right? So what you can do over here, right? So you just fine tune this code. Like you can just write a separate method this, like you can refactor this code like extract method fetch column index, right? So this has to return that particular column list. You can see over here, right? So for this, right, you have to send your column list. So this list of web table you have to send, and this will return your column where exactly it is. So what you can do over here is you can give what is the column name you want to fetch, just column name. So you can give this as here. That's all. It will return the column index, right? So here you have to pass what is the column. I'm going to give company name. Let's give this company name. That's all. So if you give what exactly this table XPath and what is the column you want to fetch from that particular table, so this will return the column index. So once you find the column index, you can verify using the another for loop. So for this also you can just refactor this code into a separate method, so you can reuse with any column, any value you want to verify, right? I hope this video was is helpful. So if you like my love watching my video, like my video, so please share it with your friends. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.